Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into what is honestly an absolute masterclass in global marketing strategy. I mean, think about it. How exactly does a massive luxury brand enter a highly complex, incredibly diverse market without losing its premium global identity? Whether you're a marketer trying to figure out regional expansion, an entrepreneur building a brand, or honestly, just someone fascinated by the business of travel, there is a serious blueprint here that you need to see. We're going to completely deconstruct Etihad Airways' localization playbook in India, pulling apart the precise strategic tactics they use to win over one of the fastest-growing aviation markets on the planet. Premium global connectivity with an Indian touch. That single phrase perfectly captures the core paradox Etihad is actively trying to solve. How do you successfully sell an ultra-premium luxury experience in a market that's notoriously price-sensitive and hyper-competitive? If you just drop your prices, well, you commoditize your luxury brand, right? Which is a massive strategic mistake. But on the flip side, if you stubbornly enforce a one-size-fits-all global strategy, you're just going to alienate the local consumer. So you bridge this gap not by discounting, but by seamlessly blending global aspiration with deep, undeniable local relevance. So to unpack this playbook, we're going to deconstruct 5 core modules today: the gateway, localization, marketing partnerships, 2 destinations, and the loyalty ecosystem. By the end of this explainer, you'll see exactly how these individual pieces connect to form an incredibly powerful strategic flywheel. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the Premium Indian Gateway. You know, when you really analyze their strategy, we have to start by revealing a pretty fascinating truth about airline marketing. Etihad's biggest marketing asset, it isn't actually a multi-million-dollar aircraft. It's literally their geography. Abu Dhabi's specific placement on the globe is the entire foundation of their Indian value proposition. Just look at the sheer scale of this. By September 2025, Etihad committed to an incredible 183 weekly flights connecting 11 different Indian destinations to the rest of the world. They aren't just selling a point-to-point flight to Abu Dhabi, they are positioning themselves as the ultimate gateway from India to Europe, North America, the Middle East, and Africa. That kind of massive logistical scale shows a really serious long-term commitment to the market. Because in the airline industry, volume and frequency absolutely dictate customer acquisition. You simply can't win over corporate travelers or affluent families if your schedule isn't rock solid and hyper-convenient. And their competitive proposition here is just brilliant. Look, Emirates has enormous global brand awareness tied heavily to Dubai. I mean, you practically can't watch a major global sporting event without seeing their logo plastered somewhere, right? Etihad knows they shouldn't just try to out-muscle that kind of ubiquitous brand awareness. Instead, they're trying to out-personalize them by offering Abu Dhabi as an alternative global gateway, but wrapped in highly personalized luxury and intense Indian relevance. They carve out a completely distinct choice for the consumer. It's a classic flanking strategy. Don't attack the giant where they're strongest, attack where you can be more specialized. Let's move right into Section 2, hyper-localizing the global journey. This is where Etihad steps away from simply importing generic global ads and instead focuses on completely transforming the actual customer experience in the cabin. Marketing might get them to buy the ticket, but the localized product is absolutely what drives repeat business. So, airline food is notoriously underwhelming. We all know the old joke about choosing between the dry chicken or the mushy pasta. But Etihad changes the game entirely by applying hyper-localization. If you fly out of Delhi, you aren't just getting some generic, quote-unquote, Indian food. You get specific Mughlai, Punjabi, and street food influences. Flying out of Mumbai, carefully curated Maharashtrian flavors. Kerala, authentic Kerala-inspired cuisine. This proves they understand the customer's exact origin. Experience localization is infinitely more powerful than just serving expensive food. It implicitly tells the passenger, hey, your journey begins right here, and we know exactly where you come from. They basically surround the passenger with deep cultural familiarity. They were literally the very first foreign airline to launch a dedicated Hindi website. They offer in-flight entertainment in not just 1 or 2, but 8 different regional languages, all delivered by a highly trained multilingual crew. Think about the psychology behind this for a second. The cognitive ease of hearing your native Malayalam or Telugu at 30,000 feet effectively erases the psychological distance between a foreign luxury brand and the local consumer. It magically turns a massive foreign corporation into a welcoming, familiar host. Okay, Section 3, Bollywood versus cricket marketing. Here, we examine their brilliant dual-pronged attack in advertising. They know for a fact that to win a market as complex as India, you absolutely cannot rely on a single demographic or one cultural touchstone. You need what financiers call a barbell strategy. The contrast in their demographic targeting is absolutely fascinating. On one side of the barbell, you have Bollywood superstar Katrina Kaif. She represents pure aspiration, premium luxury, and cosmopolitan global appeal. She perfectly targets the affluent, high-value traveler who wants to feel like a VIP. But on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, you have a massive sports franchise, the Chennai Super Kings. Cricket gives Etihad mass reach and awareness far, far beyond the traditional wealthy aviation bubble. It's an incredibly elegant balance of exclusivity and ubiquity. Notice the whistles with wings activation. In 2025, Etihad made a massive strategic move by securing the real estate right on the front of the Chennai Super Kings jersey. Just think about the raw, visceral exposure of sports marketing. Millions of highly engaged, intensely loyal cricket viewers see that logo front and center, associating the airline with their favorite team's triumphs. This jersey placement brilliantly injects a luxury aviation brand right into the heartbeat of everyday mass entertainment, building brand affinity way before the consumer even realizes they need a flight. Moving on to Section 4, Selling to Destinations. Now we reach the real aha twist of their playbook. This strategy completely changes what Etihad is actually selling, and it acts as an incredibly difficult to replicate competitive differentiator. The stopover strategy completely flips the product being sold. Instead of just selling the final destination, say London, Toronto, or New York, they leverage Abu Dhabi itself as a core product, offering a complimentary 1- to 2-night hotel stay when you transit through. And it's worth noting just how lucrative this is. A layover passenger who stays a couple of nights acts as a massive economic multiplier for the city, spending on dining, taxis, and attractions. They're turning what is traditionally an annoying travel delay into a highly curated, premium tourism experience. And the seamlessness of this is incredible. You land at the airport, head straight to your complimentary hotel, maybe spend a day visiting the Louvre Abu Dhabi and Yas Island, take in a sunset desert experience, and then effortlessly catch your onward flight. Etihad effectively embeds itself as an essential, foundational pillar of the Abu Dhabi tourism ecosystem. The airline brand and the physical destination become completely intertwined, meaning you kind of can't experience one without implicitly appreciating the other. Finally, Section 5, the Loyalty Ecosystem Flywheel. We've talked extensively about how they attract the customer and optimize the journey, but let's see how they lock these customers in to build incredible long-term retention and maximize lifetime value. This shifts the paradigm entirely. Traditional loyalty is strictly transactional, right? Fly the airline to earn miles. It really only rewards the top 1% of frequent flyers. But Etihad is building an ecosystem loyalty program. By partnering with massive Indian platforms like Bobi Samcard, the Postcard Hotel, Flipkart, Swiggy, and Shoppers Stop, everyday spending suddenly turns into international travel. You are literally gamifying daily life. You can earn your next flight to Europe by simply ordering your dinner on Swiggy or buying new shoes on Flipkart. This keeps the Etihad brand top of mind 365 days a year, not just when someone is sitting down to book a vacation. And their geographic segmentation strategy pushes this accessibility even further. They aren't treating India as just a monolithic entity, and they definitely aren't just focusing on the mega hubs of Delhi and Mumbai. By expanding into Tier 2 cities, adding direct flights to Jaipur, Kozhikode, and Thiruvananthapuram, they are connecting regional Indian ambition directly to the world. They're following that fundamental strategic principle of going directly to where the customer is. It removes the friction of having to take a domestic connecting flight, and in modern travel, removing friction is the ultimate luxury. Recapping this through the customer journey funnel really illustrates exactly how their strategic flywheel translates brand visibility into huge passenger lifetime value. It starts at the absolute top with massive awareness generated through Katrina Kaif and the Chennai Super Kings. That naturally flows into consideration through their promise of premium service. Then purchase, driven by those incredibly convenient regional departures we just talked about. Next is the experience, beautifully locked in by that hyper-local food and native language support. And it all seamlessly culminates in loyalty through the interconnected Etihad guest ecosystem. Which brings us to our final question to ponder. Can Etihad permanently transform everyday Indian spending into global mobility? It's a massive, brilliantly ambitious goal. By integrating with daily habits like local food delivery and e-commerce, they are attempting to redefine international travel entirely. If they succeed, they won't just be viewed as an airline. They'll be fully embedded as a lifestyle ecosystem for the ambitious modern traveler. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this deep dive gave you a whole new perspective on how true global strategy comes to life.